Good evening, friends. Welcome to my channel Salesforce Fighter. Today start Salesforce Developer interview questions and Deloitte MNC company requirements some interview questions and helpful video. Start the video. First questions: describe the offset and give example and why we use offset is a clause which is a use in the SQL query when using the offset only first batch of the records are returned for a given the query. If you want to retrieve next batch, you will need to the executive query with the highest offset value. Example, a query like select ID name from the accounts limit and 10 offset 10. Then it will returns records from 11 to 20. Next questions. Can we convert the lookup in the master address relationship and how? Yes, we can convert the lookup to master, but when we are the converting lookup into master, then any of the lookup fields should not be blank. If there will be blank, then populate value in the lookup fields, then convert. Next questions. How to find that which records is insert updated in the batch class. Use save result class like database save result list is equal to database updated its data false and there is a success methods which find the successfully records. Insert and get errors methods used to get errors from the failures records, and by using the get id methods we can get the failures records id in class. Next questions, how to find that which records in insert updated in batch class. Trying to the find a clean methods view SQLs to query only records that were the updated created since the last executed apex batch job completed. We are hoping not to have to create a custom object to do this and booking for a clean way if possible. Next questions, how to use REST API in class. Step first, open your the testing tools of choice. Second step, enter the sample REST API URL in the URL text box of the tools. Third step, select the HTTP methods used for this particular API, get, post, put, and patch or delete. And step 4, if required, enter any headers in the headers text box. Next questions, what is custom metadata and how do we use custom metadata? Custom metadata is customizable, deploy, deployable, packageable, and upgradable. Application metadata. First, you create a custom metadata type which define that form of the application metadata. Then you build and reusable functionality and determine the behavior based on the metadata of that types. Next questions, what is the difference between the profile and permission set? The difference between the profile and permission set is a profile are used to the restrict from the some things where permission set allow user to get extra permissions. Next, let's take example. You have one profile assigned to the 15 different users now. Suppose you want to give some extra permission to one of the users. You have two options here to change profiles permission. By this way, those extra permissions will receive by the every user who is having that profile. Second way is to create a permission set. Having those extra permission, you need to the assign that is permission set the to particular user by the navigating to users details page. In this way, you don't have to worry about other users as only specific users is getting those extra permission. You can assign the permission set as a many users you want. Next questions, if profile has read access and we create the permission set with the read write access, then what will happens? Then profile will be have both read and write the access. Next questions, if profile has a read write and permission set has a reads access, then what will happens? Then profile will have a both read and write the access. We cannot decrease permission on the profile, but we can increase permission using the permission set. Next questions, what is the features methods? Next questions, why we use features methods and profile the sensor where you have used to feature methods. Next questions, do you now about SOAP and REST API? The SOAP approach is highly structured and use XML data format REST in the more flexible and allow application to the change exchange data in the multiple format. Next question, what is the difference between the role and profiles? Role determine what is visible to the user's profile, determine what action they are allowed to the perform. Next question, can we create a users without profile? No. Next question, what is the difference between the insert and database insert? Insert include the optional allow no, parameters the default to the true database insert when used in the bulk operation in case of errors. The remaining records will be the insert. Only the records for throwing and errors will be not be the inserted. Next questions, why we use true and false in the database insert. Next questions, if we have if we have 10 metadata in inserting 10 metadata and 3 insert the successfully and fields and 4, then what will happen with when using the database insert? It will insert access records and not insert error the records. Next questions, can we change pick list data type of the text? Yes. How to get list of the chats data in the emails template. Cross object emails template is not the possible in the success Salesforce at this point in the times. Only possible way to the access and display chats records details in the emails complete template of the parents to the use visual force image template. Next question, what is the having the clothes? Give the examples. Next questions, what is return of type of SL query and uh, list and list. Next questions, what is the return type of the aggregations query? Aggregate result. Next questions, what is the soft delete and hard delete? Using hard delete, your the data will not be stored in the recycle bin. It will be permanently deleted, but using the soft delete, you can the restore those Delos lates within the 15 day from the recycle bin. Next question, different the between will with sharing and without the sharings. With sharing keywords in the Apex class, so that is it will enforce only the sharing rules of the current users, but not object permissions. Feeds level permission, but without the sharing will be not enforce only sharing the rules of the current users. Does it mean it will enforce current users object and feeds level the permissions? Next questions, can be the show errors message using the futures methods? Yes, futures method is run asynchronously, so we cannot display errors one a page during the runtimes, but we can send the emails programmatically from the future methods to the notify the users that errors has a occurred. Next questions. Next technical round questions. So define all the sharing rules. Salesforce sharing rules are like the access control and machine, and for your the data they determine who can see, edit or delete specific the records by in the what is guaranteed by the organization wide the default OWD. This is the rules aim to the give the access to the records based on per defined the criteria. Next question, what is the value checkbox in the workflow? It actually means of value let all active workflow after the feeds updated. It is used in the situations where the feeds update you are making goods case workflow rules that is did not apply to the current records suddenly apply to the current records. Next question, what is the triggers frameworks? In Hans code, the organization triggers the framework help in the structures, view the code in the modular and maintainable manners. Improve codes reusability by implementing framework. You can reuse, reuse code across the multiple triggers and restoring the duplications and the development the effort. Next questions, what is the process builders? Can we use apex class in the process builders? Next questions, what is the different between process builders and workflow? Difference between the workflow and process builders. Workflow focus and automating the business and process and streamlining them with simple rules to align the task. Process builders help you combine multiple workflow in the single process with the simple point and click the interface. Next questions, what is the upset how to work? The term upset in the port portmanteau and combinations of the word and update and insert in the context of relations and database, and the upsert is the database operations that will be updated in the exiting the row, and if is specify value already exist in a tables and insert a new row if the specify value does not already exist. Next questions, can we call the futures methods in the batch class? Yes, cannot call the future methods from the batch class. If you try to the invoke a future method from the batch of the futures, you will get the errors of future methods run and backgrounds as astronomically. Next question, what are the Salesforce security? The Salesforce security model determine how your data is a success. Is Salesforce in it control what data a users can view and edit the based on their profile, role, and sharing settings. The security models also the authentications users and the protect your the Salesforce organization from the unauthorized access. Next question, how to the write a roll-up summary for lookup and how to update roll-up summary using the lookups. Next questions, write down roll-up summary triggers. It's calculate records count and totals sum of the value feeds and related childs record to the triggers that then updated corresponding feeds of the parents object. When you childs records B, C are inserted and updated and deleted and or deleted. Next questions. What is the OWD? If for any object, OWD is a private, so what will happens? Next questions. What is the default OWD of task and event? Next questions. What are the bucket and formula feeds in the reports? Next questions. What is the futures methods? What are the restrictions of the futures methods can be called features methods from the batch class. Next questions, write query to the get childs from the parents. Next questions, can we update records on accounts and after insert and triggers event? Next questions, what are the type of the triggers and the event? Next questions, what is the forecasting in Salesforce? Next questions, what is the territorial management? Thank you friends, a very important video. Don't miss watching the video. Please share and subscribe the my channels. Thank you. Take care. Bye friends.